Hi everyone, this is NomusBar19 coming to you with a Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty tutorial on how to play the Zerg race. It's not my favorite just because there's so many things to keep track of. Like, for example, to start off, basically you can't make drones from your hatchery. You have to use these little tiny things called larvae. And the way you access them is either by control grouping your hatchery and then clicking the S button while you have it selected, or just click and drag. And you'll select them all. Now, these larvae are basically your central unit making units. They don't really die that easily, but once you start creating units, for example, I'll make 3 drones, they form these little pods that basically train your drones all at one time and not one at a time, which is actually fairly helpful when you are in a pinch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a spawning pool. Now notice this ring of gray around my base, and notice how I cannot put this spawning pool down anywhere else. What this gray stuff is called creep. And creep is kind of like the pylon circle for Protoss, except the creep expands outward from a spore that you put down with a queen, which I'll show you later, or from your hatchery. So you basically can't build anything outside of your creep zone. Now, what this spawning pool is going to do for us is it's going to allow us to build Zerglings, and it's going to let us build a queen. And the queen basically lets you make more larvae from the hatchery, and it lets you put down the spores, which increase your creep range. Zerglings, which I'll describe them in a bit, are really quick, and they're generally used in a bunch of different techniques. My favorite of all time is Ling and Queens. They're abbreviated Lings. Zergling and Queens, basically massing Zerglings, only doing minerals, and then massing Queens as well. So you basically only need the Speedling upgrade and the, I would say it would be the layer upgrade for the Speedlings. Actually, no, you don't. Wow, amazing. You can tell that I'm not very well versed in Zerg, because I don't play them that much. So you notice that I'm not really building that many buildings. It's because these huge, massive blobs of crap are called overlords, and what the overlords do is they let you get more population, more supply. And what I just did to the hatchery here, to get off topic yet again, is I infected it with, I don't even know what that's called. Let me look. Spawn larva. And what spawn larva does is it basically spits out more larvae so that you don't have to just use 3 at a time, pretty much. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a creep tumor. I call them a spore, and yet they're called creep tumors. See how much I don't know about Zerg. Now that I have more larvae, see it just spat out a whole bunch, I am going to mass make Zerglings. And now my creep tumor is made. See, there's a lot going on here. It's not just like, okay, this is done, this is done. It's like, this is done, and this is done, and this is done. It's a whole bunch of things that you need to concentrate on at one time. Now, I am going to build a roach warren just because I want to show you some sort of variety of different units and stuff. I don't want to show you just the Zerglings, even though that's my favorite unit to use at any given time. So basically, why do I have this Overlord out here? Well, since Overlords fly around, they're usually good for early on scouting. And it produced good fruit because now I know that my enemy is a Protoss, which already has an army that's probably going to defeat mine if I don't hurry up. So, basically, I have always thought as the Zerg as really weak defense-wise. When I said that earlier in the Protoss video, I didn't really take into account these spine crawlers. I forgot about them. Dumb me. But pretty much with the spine crawlers, you can move them around, and they just basically attack whoever your enemy is near. And I'm gonna lose, but yeah, just because I didn't build correctly. But basically, I've always thought of the Zerg as not very heavily defensive, and if you build them correctly, they can be. But on the same token, they can't be at the same time because of the limited amount of buildings that can be made at any given time. You could blockade them off, but I would not. I would definitely not advise you do that because of how weak, I should say, the buildings are. Now, it's always an interesting and a very helpful tactic to make an expansion early, and I didn't this time because I'm so used to the other races. But it's always very helpful to make another expansion early so that you don't run out of drones. Now, I've made a very limited amount of drones because I'm not really that great at Zerg, for obvious reasons. Mainly because I'm not very good at multitasking, like I've said in other videos. But as you get used to Zerg, they're actually very fun, and you can get up to your maximum population limit very quickly. And they also have a variety, like a huge variety of different units, I should say, that you can make that counter various different units. For example, you can make a Baneling nest that transforms your Zerglings, I don't have any out at the moment, into Banelings. And Banelings pretty much explode all over your enemy and devour them with poison. And they pretty much one-shot everything. I mean, they one-shot Marines. I'm just using Marines as an example. They one-shot Marines pretty much. And in fact, you could blow up 3 or 4 at a time with just one Baneling, which is fairly interesting to me anyway. What did I do there? I have no clue. See, I'm terrible with Zerg. So basically, that's all that Zerg is their strange housing, their strange units, and I'm going to show you Banelings. Banelings are freaking awesome, mainly because they're so powerful. So yeah, that is Zerg, and I wish I could show you these mutalisks. I really do, but you know, oh, hi, here's my friend. There's forget how to chat to these people. Well, anyways, that is Zerg. Hello there. And I shall end this video so that you don't see our conversation. Thanks for watching, and please watch my Terran and Protoss videos really soon. Thanks. See you soon.